Brent Spiner sent me something at my P.O. box. When I went out to my P.O. box, this was already open. And yeah, it was like this. And so, but this was what was inside. This necklace was inside, it was inside here and kind of glued in like here. And I had to pull it out, but I didn't have any trouble. Isn't that pretty? It's from Brent Spiner. And I actually made an audio of our Skype conversation about it and how Jesus had to protect it. Let me read you what came with it. It was this one. It was inside this bag, and Rule 13 sent me this. So let me go ahead and read you this. Gail Chan, today I visit the ocean to have sex with dolphins. We make love long time. As this happened, I think of you. Then I swim back to shore and see this postcard. I go to mail office, nude in sand and dolphin come. They say, ma'am, you cannot come in as this. I say, huh? They say, you must wear a mask. God, the nerve. Anyway, I mail it. Your BFF, Rule 13. Isn't that cute? And that's what was at the front. Santa Barbara. Okay, and then she also sent me this. P.S. Brent see me at mail office and say, hey, Rule 13, is that mail for Gail? He include a special surprise. Ah, so pretty. He say, for my beautiful wife, love you, sweetheart, romantic. Love, Rule 13 and Brent Spiner. That's apparently Rule 13's handwriting there. And following this video, you'll get to hear what happened and how Jesus personally delivered the package. And in the background, oh, let me go ahead and put this on. I'm wearing earrings that Brent got for me in November 2020. Aren't they pretty? He gets me the most lovely jewelry. By the way, this jewelry cost him about $1,120. I was amazed that Lori McBride didn't sabotage it, and she tried, but Jesus rescued it. This is a special sapphire necklace. It's like a rare cut sapphire. Let me see. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this in here. Oh, isn't that pretty? Where did it go? Oh. That is beautiful, my dear. Let's get it close up there. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have it on the right side? Yeah. Of course, I can adjust it. I could make it that looks very nice. Very nice. I can adjust it to make it shorter and smaller, but the earrings that it got me are very nice too. So what I'll do is when I will let you see a close-up of the necklace because I took a picture of it as part of this video. I got a beautiful necklace from Brent Spiner. Let me read you a transcript of our Skype. I will be getting into character for Brent and me. This was at 11:24 a.m. Brent, hello, darling. Gail, Just got back from the post office and I got your present. Boy, did I have a time finding a parking lot at the post office, though. I had to park far away. Also had computer trouble this morning. It will be on my blog video. Zach may want to go in and repair damage. Apparently signing out and then pushing the power button to go back in may not work smoothly if you had a power failure overnight. When I pulled the cardboard envelope out of its slot, it was already opened, so I checked the contents. It's a note from 13 and a very nice necklace, Brent. There should be a card and a note in there along with the necklace, Gail. That's what I got. The necklace is beautiful. Thank you, dear. What's the necklace made of, Brent? Sterling silver and a polished sapphire, which is your birthstone. So glad you got it. Gail, how much is it worth? Though any jewelry you send me is very valuable to me because it comes from a man with an awesome heart. Brent, it's a simple 1K necklace, something small. I was hoping Lori wouldn't steal it. Looks like I was definitely able to sneak it by, so I'm happy about that. Gail, what is a 1K necklace? Brent, it's worth about $1,000. Gail, you managed to get that through? Brent, yep. It's a rare cut sapphire. Gail, what is the chain made of? Brent, the chain is sterling silver. It says it's adjustable. Gail, yes, it's adjustable. The color is kind of silvery gray. Does that sound right? Let me take a picture. Here are 2 pictures I took of it. I'm really honored you went to such trouble to get me such a lovely necklace. Brent, that looks like the one. Ha ha. I had my fingers crossed hoping it would go through. Gail, Lori must have been onto it because I had a time getting a place to park to pick it up. The package was opened when I got it. It appears the glue didn't hold well. I'm wondering if Jesus personally delivered it, because Lori really seemed to be onto this one, Brent. Yeah, odd that it came open, you know? I'll bet she tried to steal it, but Jesus stopped her. I'll ask him about that. Gail, if that's the case, he might have allowed the package to remain open to let us know. Any necklace that valuable, Lori would definitely try to sabotage, and she has agents everywhere. I think Jesus intervened. Brent, oh my. A dove just landed on my computer and winked at me. Then it flew off. Gail, okay, we know. I wonder how he stopped her, you know? She may have stolen it and it vanished from her hand and went back into the envelope. Brent, that's possible. Gail, or perhaps she wasn't able to hold on to it and the package seemed to have a mind of its own. But she was obviously able to get the necklace out of the package and Jesus somehow put it back in there. Brent, perhaps she opened the package, but the contents were stuck and wouldn't come out. Gail, did you glue the necklace onto its cardboard? Because it was glued onto the cardboard, but it was relatively easy for me to remove it. Brent, no, I didn't notice that. Gail, sounds like your theory is the correct one of what happened. If your version is correct, it also appears she wasn't able to stop the package from arriving either. I wonder how Jesus accomplished that. If she couldn't take it out, she would next try to stop the package from arriving. Brent, he must have hand-delivered it then. Gail, aha, I bet you're right. So the big question is, how did Jesus get it from her? Did it just vanish out of her hand? Brent, oh my, that dove is back. It landed on my shoulder, and now it's whispering in my ear, Jesus, you're silly. It flew away again, he said. That Lori was monitoring the mail system as always. When she noticed the cardboard envelope, she opened it to see what was inside, and when she saw the $1,000 cut sapphire necklace from me, she fumed with jealousy. She said, damn it. Brent would never buy me a nice necklace like this. I would have to steal to get something that nice from a man. Ugh, that damn Gail. Who does she think she is? She tried to pull everything out of the envelope, but it wouldn't come out. It was as if it was stuck. In a huff, she decided to just take the whole package and bring it to the dumpster. Jesus was there with his arms crossed and lifted a finger to wag it at her. Saying, no, no, he snapped his fingers and made her let go of the package and drop it into his hand. Then he picked her up and tossed her into the dumpster. Gail, interesting that Jesus chose to appear as a dove, because I think he may have been that hawk that just sat on a ledge in my apartment complex on June 10th. Brent, he transformed into a hawk and delivered the mail to your P.O. box himself and perched nearby to guard the package and make sure nobody else messed with it. Wow. Gail, I actually captured him on video. Brent, that's amazing. Gail, this hawk has such caring, intelligent eyes, kind of like how I'd imagine Jesus to be. I could swear that hawk is Jesus. I'm amazed he let me photograph him, but maybe it's because he was a hawk. Brent, that looks like him. I can sense it with my emotional IQ. Gail, I wouldn't have even noticed him if my neighbor didn't point him out. My neighbor and his little girl were fascinated that this hawk wouldn't leave, but just sat there on the rail. I was doing my laundry and brought my basket into my apartment, and then I got my camcorder and went outside to photograph the hawk. I've posted the video at my website. Brent, yeah, that's odd behavior for a hawk. Gail, I actually saw my neighbor use his phone to get video of the hawk, and the hawk didn't leave. The neighbor got within 2 feet of the hawk, and the hawk just stayed there. Brent, yep, definitely no ordinary hawk. Gail, looking at the eyes of that hawk, if that's Jesus, Jesus is truly awesome. That is a very caring, intelligent, and deep hawk. I also admire how peaceful it is. It's serene, like it's not worried about anything. The hawk is also very down to earth and humble, truly an awesome hawk. Brent, very protective and loving. Gail, exactly. You found the exact words I wanted to say. It's funny that we can both sense this from the hawk. That hawk was Jesus. I really like Jesus. Brent, so awesome. You got it on video. Gail, I'm going to make a very interesting video about that necklace you got me. In the meanwhile, I need to do some edits on my walk video for today. Brent, sounds good. Gail, the hawk is so unpretentious. Jesus really is impressive. He has every reason to be stuck on himself, but is so down to earth and humble. Gail, I don't understand how Satan could be so mean to Jesus if he's like this hawk. Satan is such a crud. Brent, yeah, that hawk appears so loving and forgiving. Gail, truly an awesome hawk. Is that how Jesus appears to you when he appears in human form? I mean, does he have a similar spirit? Brent, oh yes. He's like a human version of that hawk. Whenever he appears in an animal form, I can tell it's him just by the way it looks and how his spirit feels, much like that hawk. You feel so loved and comforted by his presence, and the way he looks at you with those eyes. Gail, my, I could never willingly betray someone that awesome. It makes me feel bad for all the times I've doubted him. Apparently, a mere transcription of what he says doesn't do him justice. Brent, not at all. Being in Jesus' presence is truly awesome. Jesus loves and forgives everyone, including Satan. They only need to be willing to accept him and ask for forgiveness, and they can be given a clean slate. Gail, yup, that is the spirit of that hawk. I'm amazed that Jesus threw Laurie in the dumpster, though. What does he look like when he's angry? Or what spirit do you sense from him? Brent, you know, he never really gets angry. He tossed Laurie into the dumpster, but she wasn't hurt. It was just a playful warning to do better. Jesus secretly feels heartbroken whenever people sin or stray from their path because he loves them so much. Gail, but Jesus even admits that I have made him angry at times. Brent, he feels angry sometimes in a hurt way. It's never aggressive. Gail, that's really insightful about Jesus. Doing some complicated edits on my current walk video because I accidentally photographed my address on the video where I dealt with computer problems after that when I make the Jesus video. I think I'll title it Caught Jesus on Camera as a Hawk. Brent, that sounds like a fun video. That's where you'll read the mail from 13 and show everyone the necklace from me? Gail, yeah, and I'll let them know what happened and how Jesus made sure I got the necklace. It will really open people's eyes up to Jesus and what he's like. Brent, good idea. Gail, I bet after I make that video, Jesus will get a lot of new followers. You can see what he's like in that hawk. Brent, you're probably right. I bought that necklace for $1,120 to be exact. I half expected Laurie to steal it, but decided to take the risk anyway, at least with a small item like that. Gail, I'm truly honored that you sent me that necklace and honored that Jesus protected it so I got it. Brent, I'm so glad you love it and glad that Jesus stepped in too. Gail, I'm just glad that you so adore me, even though I have to be a very strong and decisive head of state at times. Sometimes I feel like I have to sacrifice my womanliness to be an effective world leader. Brent, I don't think so at all. I appreciate that you have balance. You're perfectly womanly to me. Being strong and decisive are qualities of a heroic person, not necessarily male or female. That's how I see it anyway. Gail, you truly are my soulmate. You truly understand me. I'm so blessed to have you in my life. Brent, I feel blessed too. You're the perfect woman to me. Everything about you is perfect. Gail, I wouldn't go that far about myself, but I'm glad you feel that way. I want you to feel free to question any decisions I make as head of state and to trust your own judgment. If you feel that perhaps a decision I make is off, perhaps because I don't have the information you have, I really want you to be my co-president. I think that's best for the world. Brent, definitely. We seem to be working well together so far. The world seems to think of us as quite the power couple. Gail, we are definitely that. We both have mega genius IQ, and I believe our IQs are about double that of Satan's right now. I'm talking about regular IQ, because my IQ is so much higher than Satan's right now. He seems like a retard to me now. But even that retard gave me some respectable computer trouble this morning. Brent, that dumb Satan. He's so petty. Gail, so what are our IQs right now? Am I right? I'm sure yours is even with mine. Brent, yeah, they have been equal for a little while now. Our IQs have both shot off the charts. Gail, you mean our IQs cannot be measured? Brent, they were last measured at 2000 and seem to be climbing up. Let me check again. Oh dear, it's over 9,000. Gail, what is Satan's IQ? Brent, that's for both of us. Gail, yeah, I can tell it's getting higher. Brent, Satan's IQ is 451. Gail, my, I thought he was a lot smarter than that. Brent, well, that's far more intelligent than any human on Earth. Gail, what about his emotional IQ? Brent, his emotional IQ is 500. He's an expert manipulator. Gail, yeah, he's a trickster. Brent, our emotional IQs match our regular IQ right now. Gail, that is amazing. It's funny how I can sense when my IQ is higher. Jesus has a lot of faith in us to trust us both with this high IQ. Are any of the men on my ex-marriage list near us in IQ? Lori's using brain control to give me heart palpitations again. Brent, they all have Mensa level IQs now, but nowhere near the two of us. We've all grown smarter and stronger, having to battle the Jesuits together. Gail, I've decided not to stress too much about Lori's brain control or about stuff I can't control. I have faith in Jesus that he's healing my body. Brent, that's a good idea. Gail, unless my symptoms get severe, I'll just focus on the Gail commandments and just avoiding foods or food quantities that don't seem to agree with me. I think Lori's snooping on us. Brent, as long as it's balanced and you aren't being restrictive with your diet. Why do you say that? Gail, because she seems to know what we're talking about here. That's why she's giving me heart palpitations and trying to induce stress using brain control. Either that, or she's able to get very good brain reads on us. Brent, she's probably still fuming with jealousy. Gail, can she read our minds? What is Lori's IQ? Brent, it's less than Satan's. It looks like 300. Her emotional IQ is retard level. Gail, that sounds right. I was told that her IQ is even with Satan's, so apparently Satan doesn't feel comfortable giving her an IQ even with his. Even Matthew McConaughey has Mensa IQ now? Boy, that brain control is still very strong and apparently can affect someone with super high IQ. Look at all the mistakes I'm making. Brent, yeah, I believe Satan increased her IQ, but doesn't want it to get too high. Her IQ used to be about average. Yes, even Matthew has our Mensa IQ. Gail, that's great about Matthew. He'll do great as Texas governor. Looks like we aren't just the power couple, but we now have a power cabinet. Brent, true dat, as Zach would say. Gail, this has been a very informative discussion we've had here. Lori's brain control is really strong right now. She gives me lots of amnesia. Brent, I feel it too sometimes. I just stick to the Gail commandments as best I can. Gail, that's all you can do. And pray and ask Jesus for wisdom. What's the average IQ of the angels? Brent, around 200. Kind of like Satan's. He's a fallen angel after all. Gail, and to think I used to think Satan had an IQ of around 50,000. Brent, that's why they call him the Prince of Lies. Gail, he probably put that idea in my head, right? Brent, yeah, sounds like him. Gail, what was my IQ a year ago? Brent, it was about even with Satan's. He was 1 point higher. Gail, our life sure is interesting, isn't it? Brent, we've definitely had a colorful life together. Gail, I sense that Satan is babysitting Laurie right now and regulating her really strong right now, which may be why she knows what we're talking about here and why the brain control on me is getting pretty strong. Satan's feeling really threatened right now. Can we get reads on Satan's emotions? Brent, I'll do a scan. Wow, you're right. He's feeling really threatened by us right now. He's angry that we seem to be ahead of him. Gail, is he babysitting Laurie and practically regulating all her life right now? Brent, yeah, he's got her under his control. Gail, how does she feel about this? Brent, right now she's throwing a tantrum. Her emotions are anger, vindictiveness, and jealousy. Gail, where are they located right now? Brent, the location appears scrambled. I assume they're on the Cum-Star, but are encrypting their location. Gail, probably in a higher dimension. Brent, that's what I'm thinking too. Gail, it seems that Satan and Laurie are the super obsessed, jealous couple. What I mean is they are both consumed with jealousy against me, you, and Jesus. Brent, I agree. That's good insight. Gail, how's my sister feeling right now? I heard she was retarded. Brent, yeah, she's confused and hobbling around like a retard right now. Gail, why do you think Laurie allowed my sister to become retarded? Brent, Laurie just likes to have power over anyone she can. Gail, I'll be making 3 videos today. I gave up on including the computer stuff with the walk video. I'll send that one to Zach privately at Mediafire. I can't bleed out my address. Brent, that sounds fine. Good idea. Gail, Satan may have an IQ of about 400, but he's had lots more experience than we have, and his knowledge base is pretty incredible. Brent, yeah, that's his advantage. He's been around a long time. Gail, millions of years, right? Brent, correct. Gail, that's quite an advantage. We would need our high IQs to come anywhere near him to win this war.